Hi everyone, welcome to Tuesday Talk / Thursday Talk. I don't know. I'll explain that in a minute. But on today's video, I'm going to give you my top 3 tips for getting a better night's sleep. These are things I'm doing that are actually working for me. Maybe they'll work for you. And I'm going to explain why Tuesday Talk is on Thursday. So let's get going here. So I have spent the last few days in Victoria, BC, where 2 of my boys live, and it happens to be their birthday week this week. Now, I knew if I went on their birthdays that I would be, keeping them from doing the things they really wanted to do, like go out to the pub with their friends and all that kind of stuff. So I came a few days early. So their birthdays are about to happen over the next few days, and now I'm back. It was a lot of fun. They actually gave me gifts. These were for Christmas because we didn't get to see each other at Christmas. They gave me a 500-piece puzzle, Van Gogh Starry Night, except for they really know me well because it's all floral. It's all like made out of petal leaves and marigolds and sage. Oh, it's gonna be cool. Plus, it's 500 pieces, so I have a good chance of getting it done in 2023. And they gave me an apron. Wow, talk about these kids are paying attention now. So I'm going to wear this in my next cooking video. It was a lot of fun. I really managed to stay, pretty close, although this morning was the first time I had taken my ketones and blood glucose, because I thought I'm not going to do all that while I'm away. I'm just there for them. And my blood glucose was great. Ketones not so much. So I did not wake up in in any kind of ketosis this morning. Like 0.3 or something. I think so. Anyways, back to my routine. Back to getting enough fat in, which I think really contributes. I really wanted to talk about these Carnivore Crisps for a moment. And you'll probably see some footage. Hey, I'm on the ferry. It's about 11:05, and the ferry is just leaving to go to Victoria, BC. I did have breakfast this morning. I'm gonna show you a picture of what I ate. It was eggs and some picanha fat trimmings that I made. But that was a few hours ago, and I'm getting hungry, so I have been saving the brisket for a couple of weeks because I knew I would need this on my trip to tide me over. If you go upstairs on the ferry, they have way too much food that is not good. And it's way too tempting, so oh my goodness. I'm so glad I brought this. This looks like bacon. I make my own brisket bacon. I'll have to do a video on that one day, but check it out. Oh. It's so light and crispy. Let me check here. Grass-fed beef brisket, purified water, Redmond real salt. Amazing. This one, there's 5 servings in a bag. One serving is 140 calories, 10 grams of fat, 10 grams of protein. Nice 1-to-1 ratio there. 0 carbs, of course. Amazing. I'm glad I brought them. This is going to be great. I better just eat them in private now. It's kind of a cloudy day, but we'll show some of the scenery that we pass and the room when we're in Victoria and all that. So we'll see you guys shortly. They really helped me to keep my protein numbers good because I don't think I would have got enough protein. So I wanted to let you know, now that I've tried a few, what my favorites are. My favorites so far are bison, the brisket. I had a ribeye, What else have I tried? So those ones, so the bison, the brisket, and the ribeye are good for both fat and protein. The leaner ones, like pork loin and chicken breast, I like those too, but then I have to make sure I add a little bit more fat, or I can add them to a plate of food that I have to make my ratios go the way I want to go, depending on how many I add. So I'm very, I think these are good for traveling. Like they're so good for traveling. And on my longer road trip, which is going to be 2 weeks on the road coming up, I'm going to make use of these again. So I'm going to put my link below. You can save 10% by using my link. I appreciate if you're going to get them that you do that. If you cannot get them, or for any other reason, I'm also going to put down my links where I make a version of Carnivore Crisps as well. So for those of you who just live in another country, or for whatever reason you're not able to do that is great. There's no pressure here on my channel. What else do I want to tell you about Victoria? It was raining the whole time. Today here, the sun is out. I wanted to get more video. I wanted to do a few things while I was there, to kind of share, but it was just so wet. It was so wet, I ended up buying myself a new raincoat, because I didn't have a raincoat that was going to stand up to the rain. That was Victoria on this last trip. Most of the time it is beautiful there, although the sun did come out for a little while the first day. So it was a nice place to stay. I stayed in a Victorian house on the main floor. Hey everybody, made it to the hotel. It's been a long day. So I already took the kids for a bit of shopping, but this is the room. It's kind of a Victorian era house where they've made it into suites for rent. So you can see this bay window here with stained glass up there. And there's a view of the garden out here. In here, there's a sitting area, so I can hang out with the kids, and table and chairs. We're gonna do a little birthday dinner tomorrow night, and a nice bedroom in here. I've got kind of a nice big bedroom here with lots of details, built in. It's like kind of a typical Victorian era home. And what else? The sun is shining. It certainly wasn't shining when I left town. But Victoria is kind of that way. It can be so much nicer here and raining in Vancouver. So there's a little kitchen here. I've got my Carnivore Crisps in the fridge and my egg pudding for tomorrow. And there's coffee and all that stuff. So, and I found out that Sundays are prime rib day in the pub downstairs. So that's what I'm having. I'm kind of hungry. I haven't had anything since that bag of Carnivore Crisps this morning. And I didn't eat the whole bag though. I still have, you saw. Anyways, I'm tired. I am going to round up the kids and we're going out for dinner. So that I could entertain the kids. We had a birthday dinner. It was good. They had cake. I brought along some egg pudding. I think I did pretty good while I was there, so I'm kind of happy about that. I don't have all the food pictures and tracking that I normally have. It was just way too hectic of a week to pull any of that off. So what I do want to share with you, because it's been working so well for me, is my top 3 tips for sleeping better. Number 1 1 tablespoon of butter before bed. I got that one from Dr. Elizabeth Bright on one of her, probably more than one video. She's been interviewed by quite a few people lately. So I had, I think Steak and Butter Gals, she was interviewed there, possibly on Kelly Hogan's channel. There's been a few, and she talks about people who have trouble sleeping at night. I tried this. It doesn't work. Like, you don't take a tablespoon of butter and the next day all of a sudden you're sleeping better. This is something that I've been doing now since November. And even though I'm not doing the 80-20 right now, I've gone to about 75-25. I'm still doing this because it is helpful. The second thing is the blue blocking glasses. Now, I'm not using them probably the way I should. I know what they recommend. I'll put a link for these below. These fit over my prescription glasses. If I just, like, you can get ones that are not over the top glasses. You can just get ones that are glasses. But then I wouldn't be able to see anything that I'm doing, like, you know, looking at, what you're supposed to do is put these on 2 hours before you go to bed, and you can still do things, like you can still watch TV, you can still, you know, work on your laptop or your phone, or just do things. But if I didn't get these over my prescription glasses, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd just, you know, be sitting there because I can't see without them. So on they go. And the only thing is, I often forget to put these on 2 hours before bed. But one of the main things that they help me with is that they're on my bedside table, and if I do happen to wake up during the night and I need to, you know, use the washroom or do anything like that, I put them on. I don't worry about my prescription glasses because it doesn't matter, but I put them on before I go out into any other room or go into the washroom, because then that kind of fools your body into it blocks out those lights from night lights or turning a light on. And I am probably, before, when I used to do that, get up in the night to go to the bathroom, I would not be able to fall back asleep. Now, because I put these on when I go and do all that, take care of whatever, I can fall back asleep because my body still thinks, you know, it's black. It's, you know, so those. And then this is something I learned from Kelly Hogan's coaching, and then she learned it from Danny Conway and did an interview with her, and I'm going to link that interview below. If you watch that interview, do what Kelly says at the beginning, have a notebook and pen because it is chock full of great tips for all kinds of things. And so they talked about this. This is castor oil, and this is the pack. I got a castor oil pack. You do not have to get the pack. You can wrap, you know, an old t-shirt or cotton pad around you somehow. I find this handy because it's got these Velcro things that go around. And you can attach it to yourself underneath, like your nightgown or an old t-shirt or whatever, and you can still, you know, do things. But this part is not necessary, but this part is 1 tablespoon, and I'm doing it every other night. So now, when I first heard about this from Kelly Hogan, it was not about, I don't even know if she mentioned the sleep aspect. That's kind of a bonus. I got it because it actually helps, like, it's a liver detoxifier, and it helps you if you're not having a regular bowel movement. Like, I hope this doesn't go into TMI territory, but I was only having 1 or 2 a week because, you know, we're not eating fiber. Now, that's normal on carnivore. However, I now have one every day, even though I'm using this only, like, say 3 times a week. keep it on for about an hour. You only use a tablespoon. There's a pack that has like cotton. This to me feels like receiving blanket on a baby. So if you have any old receiving blankets, you can use that. Put it on the cotton. This thing helps attach it to you. You put it on your right side, right below your ribs, where your liver is. And I tend to leave it on for about an hour. Some people go longer, but I'm like the fact that it hit two important things for me. One was, clearing out my system on a more regular basis than 1 or 2 times a week, and the sleep. I highly recommend it. It's very, very gentle for both those things. So those are my top 3 tips for better sleep. There's other things, of course, the whole circadian rhythm and, having your dinner earlier, all those things. Those are all, if you do as many of the things that you can, you're going to get a better night's sleep. It is so nice to have my score be in the 80s instead of in the 70s. I've gone from fair to good. Still trying to get into the 90s. So always more to be done. Anyways, that kind of wraps it up for the Tuesday/Thursday talk for this week. And next week will be more of a proper schedule, and I'll have more things to talk about. And thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.